Hello everyone and welcome to the session. So please let me know if you can see my screen clearly and if you can hear my voice clearly or not. Please let me know in the comments section. And also let me know which college are you from, where are you joining from, etc. And it's going to be a great session today. We have another speaker with us who's going to discuss about Google Cloud Platform and about the Google Crowdsource program. We'll just introduce him in a few minutes. We're just waiting for some more people to join in. Once they join in, I think we'll begin then. So please let me know if you can hear my voice clearly or not, and if you can see my screen clearly or not. So we're waiting for some more people to join in. Once people join in, and then we'll begin with the session. Yes, thank you, Sumesh. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Atika, for the feedback. I'm glad that everything is going good technically so far. So, which college are you from? Please, if you can let me know that. Which college are you from? So, I'm also checking the stream. 1 second. So, I think that the resolution will be a little bit better now, hopefully. Okay, so I can see that some people are from DTU and Atika is from Miranda. Thank you. Uh, so is my voice clear? Please let me know if there's any reverb or any noise. I'll just fix it first and then begin with the session. Please let me know if the voice is absolutely clear or not. So I'm also taking the few suggestions that YouTube is giving me about the voice. Fix with that as well. Expect the 128 kbps voice rate. Uh, the current bitrate is a bit low. Okay, so everyone is saying that it's clear, then that's great. Okay. So I think we should start with the session first. So the first session today. So thank you first of all everyone for joining. I'll just introduce the first speaker today. The first speaker today is Prateek Padeshi, a third year student at SRM Chennai, and he's a Google Crowdsource Influencer since February 2020, and is an author ambassador. He is an open source contributor, maintainer at Gatsby, and level 10 in Google Crowdsource. So somebody who has a lot of knowledge regarding crowdsource, regarding Google Cloud Platform, and I hope that you love his session. With after his session, we'll be continuing with the session regarding the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program, which you can see that I have opened the link to, and we'll get to it, how you can apply, how you can become one. We'll talk about the introduction to machine learning today after his session, which is based on Google Cloud Platform. So, Pratik, can you hear me?
Yeah, Seaman, I can hear you.
So, are you ready with this session? So, should we start with your session?
Yeah, we can start now.
Okay. So, Can you please present your screen so that everyone can see
Okay,
it?
okay.
I'll just mute. So thank you everyone again for joining. Uh, and we'll start with the first session now.
So, is my PPT visible?
Yes, Pratik, we can see your screen, and you may begin with your session.
Okay. So, first of all, I'll explain you about the crowdsource influencer. The crowdsource program. So, in this crowdsource program, we contribute to the data in which indirectly it is related to the ML model of Google.
Okay, please, Pratik, can you wait for a minute? I think is
Yeah.
everyone comfortable here with Hindi, or is English only the language that all of you speak? Because if you all are comfortable with Hindi, I think it's better to continue with Hindi, since you know the communication will be better and you'll understand things better. So please let me know if anyone here is not comfortable with Hindi. So I think there's some delay in YouTube as usual, 3 to
Mhm.
4 seconds. So we're just waiting for a few replies. If anyone says that they're not comfortable with Hindi, we'll continue in English. Otherwise, you can continue in uh, Hindi as well if you want. So I think that everyone is comfortable with English. Okay. So I think there's nobody who is not comfortable with English. So that's why there are no replies. So you may continue in Hindi or English, whatever suits you the best. Okay.
Okay,
So,
so I'll go further. So the crowdsource influencer program is started by Google Crowdsource, and anyone can be a part of this program who is above who is above level 10 in Google Crowdsource. So it clearly shows the Google's mission, that is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. So in our daily life, we use Google products like Gmail, Google Drive, Google Lens, Google Translate. All the products are free and it is accessible to all. And these are the videos which you can watch it on the YouTube. And this is also related to the Google Lens application. So how Urmila uses Google Lens in her daily life and how it's affecting her life. So, as we know, AI is the boom in this time. So, AI is everywhere, and every company, every technology, and everyone is trying to implement AI in their app. So, how Google is doing so? Let's understand further. So, if you so taking an example of a bride, suppose we have a bride whose image you can see it here. So if she's from not from India, so she'll be wearing red clothes. No, not red, white clothes. That is tradition of Christianity, or maybe a different clothes according to the religion or the location. But what if she is from India? So she'll be wearing red clothes or any other color, not particularly white, because maybe it's not allowed in her religion to wear white on the day of her wedding. So how to classify this image from this image? So this is done by the ML model, which is working behind the scenes, and it is capturing all the images, classifying them. And how this is working is like, people give their data, the Google gathers all the data, and that's how it works. So in outside India, if you'll see a pancake, so it will look like this. But if you'll see here in India, we generally eat paneer. So paneer outside India is very rare. So if you're gonna like search for paneer outside India, so it's very difficult to find one. So there are around 9 million number of images in the open image dataset the Google dataset which we use for like Google Images, and 3% are there from India and China. This is not particular like approximately data only. So to solve this problem, as I have discussed before, they classify the image according to the region and all, and they apply it in the on the machine learning models, and then it is done like that. So ML can also help us to classify the different types of dosas. If you are from South India, then you may have experienced different kind of dosas like corn dosa, onion dosa, etc. So how do we classify? How do Google classify is that it recognizes the images according to the previous data set which it has. So this is about that only. And so in general, if we'll search for a dinosaur, which is Allosaurus. So in English, we'll get the images, the same images, and the information as well. But if we'll search in Hindi, we'll get the information like that. And it's not loaded, I think, as a Japani, this language. So Google also recognizes the images based on your mood, on your activity. For example, if you'll search for fun or scary or any beautiful scene, so it might there might be a chance that you may say this image in front of you in the search bar. So this is how the Google works. And so why do we need crowdsource? Like I have explained the need, but why do we need it particularly? So the crowdsource app comes with different kind of features. Like you can give a handwriting recognition here. You can verify images, and also you can give a sentiment analysis, or you can also translate. You can also help in translation. So there in the crowdsource app, we have different kind of labels. In the second screen, you can see it. So this is level 8 currently, but level 10, there are many levels up to 15, I think. So level after level 10, you are open to many opportunities, and after level 10, you'll get some goodies and swags and certificates and some perks related to Google Crowdsource. And how do you contribute? So you have to download one app from the Play Store, which is known as Google Crowdsource. You can easily search for it and you can download it on your Android app. I think it's not available on iOS platform. So once you have downloaded it, so you can sign in using Google. And so there are different kind of contribution techniques in it, by which you can contribute there. So first one is image label verification. So in this image verification, you have to just uh, s- click yes or no. If so, for example, if we'll see, then that can ship be a label for this image, so we can clearly see that it's not a ship. Or if you are not clear, you can skip it, that I want to skip it, so you can skip. And for the second one is that handwriting recognition. We can see that this is clearly written you word, so you can write in the text box given over here and see, send your inputs, and this way you can also contribute in it. And we have another way of contribution, that is translation. So you can translate in your regional language or whatever the language you know. So this can also help in the contribution of Google Crowdsource. And also there are many kind of contribution like translation validation. Once someone has translated something or a word, you can clearly take it or give your feedback on the translation, that if it's appropriate or not. And image capture is also a good option. Like if you are good at photography, you can take photos and you can upload and contribute to the session. And so by contributing to the Google Crowdsource app, you are making a difference somewhere in the Google ML model and the data set which Google has. The more data set we have in Google Crowdsource, the more efficient the model will be. So uh, that's it. The more contribution you will do, and the more opportunities you will get unlocked to. So we'll take an example how Google Maps is giving fast food spots to your drive. So we have Google Maps, and in that Google Maps, we have some local guide feature and some uh, feature by which individuals can also contribute to it. So if you contribute some images, then you can clearly see how much people have seen it and uh, what are the comments on it, or any place you are you are interested in visiting, so you can have a look at that in Google Maps. So generally people volunteer in it and they contribute some images and also reviews about that place, so that's why we can know about it. So second impact is of photos. Like we generally see or need many kind of photos, like so these photos can be classified on different models, and it is uh, easy to find out. For example, if I search for a chair, so I'll see this image, the red one in the chair. And if I'll see the red, if I search for red, something red, so I the most possibility that the red bag will appear, or red chair will appear, or red tomato soup will appear. So the community which we have is quite big, and it is very big globally. So we have people from Ukraine, Italy, Sri Lanka, Laos, uh, Pakistan, Peru, Colombia, and these are the comments of the people who are like interested or who are impacted by the tool, which is Google Crowdsource. Um, so, so we'll come to this part, like how to become a Google Crowdsource influencer. So, once you become a Google Crowdsource influencer, your photo will appear on the Facebook page like this, or and also you'll get some kind of publicity through Google. And so, let's take an example in Bangladesh, where language for them is national pride. So people are interested in translation part, and they are contributing in the translation part of the Google crowdsource and the Google part. So this is an example of Bangladesh actually. So it depends on the country to country. In India, we are more English speaking country, so people are more interested towards English translation. For example, we translate from Hindi to English, from Tamil to English, from Gujarati, so on. So this is another example of the local influencers, which are in, I don't know which country, but
This is
they are,
Malaysia. They're from
yeah, Malaysia. Thanks. So this is in Malaysia. This is a Malaysian community. So we have local groups and local communities all over the world, and as well as in India. So we have in India, we have Mumbai community, Chennai community, Delhi community, Kolkata, and so on. The tier two cities also have some kind of communities. So what you can do is, if you are interested to contribute to the Google Crowdsource, you can contribute there using the Google Crowdsource app, which is available on the Play Store, and you can visit the website as well. But I think app would be more handy. and this is how you can reach to the Google Crowdsource community. So um, now I'll cover that part, like how to become a crowdsource influencer and what are the benefits of it.
Pratik, do
So
you
the
mind if I cover this part?
what?
Uh, do you mind if I cover this part? How to?
Yeah, yeah, you can cover it too.
Okay. So first of all, to brief out what Pratik said, that Google Crowdsource is a mission to collect data and to promote local communities, their culture, their language. So suppose you're searching for paneer, you won't get good images of paneer on Google right now. But through Google Crowdsource, you can obviously create data sets, and these data sets are available as open source. All right. So when you do all of this, what are the benefits of it? Is that you're promoting your local community, you're promoting your culture, and you're making it widespread. As Indians, we sometimes tend to neglect our values and our culture that or heritage, but in a lot of countries they take a lot of pride. Like Pratik mentioned the example of Bangladesh. So to the part of how to become a crowdsource influencer, first of all, a crowdsource influencer's initiative or motive or job is to promote the Google's mission, which is about spreading awareness in machine learning, collecting data sets, and reaching out to a larger, wider spread audience, right? And how to become one, you should start contributing on the app, as Pratik just mentioned. Once you reach level 10, you'll be contacted by officials from Google, crowdsource branch, of course, and they'll be conducting a general meet and greet with other contributors. In that, you can ask them about the influencer program if you're interested, and they'll be giving you a form link which you can fill, and the procedure goes on. You have to host a few events for them. Actually, just one event, the first event, and then you become an influencer. After that, it's up to you. There's no hard and fast rule that you have to contribute this much or that much. It's completely self motivation. And I think a lot of influencers that I know of regularly contribute because, once you start contributing, you realize that how important it is once you start. Which is why we've combined ML today with this, because we understand the value of good data sets, right? So for that, I think Crowdsource is doing a great job. And Pratik, do let me know if I've missed on anything, and you can please continue with your session.
I think you have covered everything. The thing I think which is missing here is like for me, I was not in the level 10 when I applied for the Google Crowdsource Influencer program. So you can also reach out to the mail which is mentioned over here on the screen, and you can talk to the team, crowdsource team, and you can explain that you are interested in the program and you are interested in becoming the influencer. So maybe the chances that you will get a call from their side or a reply from their side. So this is how I applied for the Google Crowdsource Influencer program. So you can also give it a try, but I think you should be a. I'll suggest you to be a more than level 7 or or above for applying here. So this is it for the crowdsource influencer program. So we'll move on to the next session, which is like introduction to Google Cloud. So I'll open the Google Cloud platform now. So this is the Google Cloud platform. This is the console over here. So for going into the cloud platform, you'll go to this link first, and after that you have to click the console part. So you'll enter the console. of Google Cloud. And as you can see that this is the dashboard of the Google Cloud platform. As you can see the project name, project ID, and all the things which are mentioned over here. Like you can also get some tutorials over here, some news monitoring. So what you can do is like, for example, if you want to create a new project, you have to start with new project. You can click new project here and then you can start with your program. But since I already have a project, so I'll move ahead with this part. So in this Google Cloud platform, we have different kind of services like APIs and all APIs, and we have computing engine. Here we can create VMs and servers, and we also have Kubernetes engine where we can create clusters, pods, etc. We have also storage where we can store the files over cloud, and database. These are the NoSQL and SQL databases. Like for example, this is SQL, this is NoSQL. So there are different kind of databases, varying from SQL to non-SQL. These are the networking tools, and these are the monitoring and the debugging tools. These are the tools which are used in different kind of things. Like workflow is used for data sets and taking the data from one app to another. And uh, what else is left? This one, big data. And I'm not familiar with this part because this part is generally covered by the data scientists and the ML people. So I haven't touched this part, AI part. So we have also, if you are familiar with MongoDB, you can use this Redis also. So MongoDB, if you will go from there, if you will go from their portal in the MongoDB part, so surely you can find it for free. But if you will visit from this part, from the Google Cloud platform side, so you have to pay for it. It is not free for everyone. So this is it. And if you will start with the creation of uh, a virtual machine, how tell you how to create a virtual machine. So we'll go to the compute engine and let's we'll create a VM. It's loading. So let's name it instance Google. So in this way, you can give it a instance, you can give it a name, and the name is permanent. You can't change it, and you can give the region or the zone. For example, in the Asia region, we have an data center at Mumbai, so we can choose the Mumbai and the part which we want. So generally, in the India data center, it is small as compared to the Singapore part because I think the Singapore data center is bigger than the Mumbai one, and you can surely get a good response at your uh, virtual machine which is deployed over there. So you can select the CPU which you want. Like for example, if you want AMD, Intel, or any other CPU based on your availability or the need which you need. So you can also give a requirement of your memory or the CPU requirements. So down here we have the option for the operating system. So in the operating system part, we can select from Debian, Linux. They are the Linux mostly, but we can also find Windows Server here. So Windows is also there till 2019 version. So I'll start with Debian and I'll give it a 10th version, and then I'll give a side of 10. So I'll click the create button. So this is how the VM will create. So the instance is getting created. We need to wait for some time.
In the meantime, I just want to clear one thing for everyone that do not stress over like following the steps side by side right now. I think the more important part is to understand the workflow and the working of the platform, and then you can obviously come back to the video at any time you want and follow the steps again. So don't worry if every step is not clear. You can ask in the comment section and try to just understand things right now so that you can follow them later as well.
Yeah, thanks, Seaman, for telling that. And so here we have the instance which is created over here. So you can see a green tick over here. It means that we have created the instance without any error. So if there is an error, so it will highlight as red, and you can see it in the notification that what's the error is about. So to connect this terminal, we have SSH terminal. So in SSH terminal, it opens like that. You can pass out different commands over here once it's loaded fully. So as we can see, the SSH terminal is loaded. So Debian works on mostly command line interface. We have CLIs and all. So if I'll try to install sudo install, what should I install? VS Code. Uh, So if I'm not installing something right now, I'll just update it, uh, the repository. So this is how it works. Actually, this is Debian. That's why you can see Debian, Debian, Debian everywhere. So this is how the repository is updated, and we'll upgrade it. And this is upgraded. So the virtual machine is kind of a machine which is not a physical part, but it is somewhere on the data center, and you can operate uh, through the virtual machine, and you can pass some kind of commands like I've passed, and they will surely work over it. So this is how SSH terminal and the terminals work, and you can delete or stop or delete the virtual machine which you have created. So you can simply stop if it's charging you more. If you don't want it, you can again resume it from there. So as you can see, the virtual machine is getting deleted. And for the virtual machine part or any service you want to work with, you have to set a billing account for that before starting with any service. So for example, if you want to start with get a computing engine, so you have to link your billing account with the project which you want to work on. So this is how it will work. And you can also use some kind of APIs from here. For example, the most common is Google Map APIs, Google Search APIs, which people use. So I'll take an example of Google Map platform. So here I've clicked the Google Map platform. You can see different kind of APIs for the Android part, for the uh, different, like for example, you can also use them in web also. For example, I'll use the road API. So this is how we can get this is the cost for it. For 1K request, I think for below 1K request it is free. I'm not sure about it. You have to read it and you have to do your research. And I'll enable this API. And for example, this, I think this is not from my region to showing an error. So you can try any other API which you want. I think this is not. I have billing information. Like it is because of the billing account. This error is coming. So you can, for using any API, you can go to the credentials part and you can generate a. I think you need to enable first. For enabling this one, just give me 1 minute. I'll choose the common one. For example, I'll use the Cloud Vision API. Mm. So as we can see, this API has been enabled, and we can go to the credentials part, and let's get it loaded. So this is how you can. This is my service account, which is not an actual account. Over here, you can create a credentials. You can get a auth ID. This is also the API key over here. So I'll configure the consents. Wait. So I'm creating a API key. So as you can see, this is the API key, and you can use it in your platform. Once you have got the API key, you can just copy over it from here, and you can use it in your app. Just that in this way, the APIs work in Google Cloud Platform. And is there anything else? So as I have used some kind of API, so you can see that at 7 p.m. I've used something. So this is the request part, and what else is left? Hmm. I think for the beginners, this virtual machine and the API part is enough. And for the billing, you need to like add your credit card and all. But I haven't added anything. In the IAM, this feature, IAM and admin feature, you can give some access to other people. Like for example, they are a editor or a viewer at the role which they want to work on, and they can also work on the you can also work on the app engine. This is generally used for deploying your Django, Flask, or Node applications. So once you have created one application using that, and you can upload the your app using the command line. You have to select. So I'm not doing it right now. You can select a region for your region. You can select the create app option, and after that you can deploy the app using the CLI over here. So this is the Cloud Shell, which is also free. You can use it in Google Cloud. So in this Google Cloud Shell, you can pass on your project IDs and all to configure or to change any settings that you want to. And this also comes with an editor where you can edit. So this is the editor, Google Cloud shell editor. In this editor, you can see the different kind of files if you have created one. So since this is blank right now, mm, so the files are not created. But since you are working on it, so files will be created, and this way you can work on it. So that's pretty much about Google Cloud Platform. If you have any questions, then you can ask about that.
So thank you, Pratik. We'll just wait for a few minutes if anybody has any questions, and then we'll start with the next session. Right? So, do you want to add anything, Pratik, to your session, or is that the end of the session?
Um, yeah, I think it's the end of session. And if there's a question, you can ask me in the chat. I'll reply it.
Okay. So, thank you for the great session. I think that was quite informative. And so, after this, we'll begin with how to become a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. What is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and like those. So, if any of your friends want to join, you can please invite them. That'll be great. And we'll also be learning about Intro to Machine Learning, where we'll study an important algorithm from machine learning today. So, we'll just start that in a few minutes. So, in the meantime, okay, I'm just going to inform you about something. So 2 days from now, that is on Wednesday, we are also having another event where we'll be discussing about basic Python and automation. So I'll be teaching you to automate how you can automatically fill Google Forms and then extend it to Google Meet. So if you are, any of your classes are happening on Google Meet, you can attend your classes without actually attending them, right? So that'll be coming on the channel as well. And besides that, the event that I'm talking about for day after tomorrow that has certificates for all the attendees from Microsoft. So make sure you attend that as well. And another great content that is coming on the channel, I'm going to be sharing some interviews with some HRs, technical recruiters about how you can maximize your potential and crack big companies, right? Yeah, thank you, Pratik. Uh, so that event will be happening 2 days from now, which is Wednesday, 7 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that. Besides that, I'm also going to be starting the series, as I mentioned, on automation for Google Meet, where you'll be learning how to attend your classes without actually attending them. So that will have the feature of if the teacher announces your roll number, it will automatically be present for you. So all these things are coming up on the channel soon. So make sure you tune in regularly, press that bell icon or subscribe to the channel at least. Right. So without a further ado, let's just start with what is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So I'm going to be discussing two things. Number one, there are two ways to apply for the program. So I'm going to be discussing in depth both of those. So first of all, what is Microsoft Launch Student Ambassadors? So first of all, you can see this URL. I hope the URL is visible. You can visit the URL to learn a lot about this. So let's just talk about what basically it is. So Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador, previously known as the Microsoft Student Partner Program, is uh, is a program that Microsoft runs for students, currently university level students. For school level students, there is a different program. So for university level students, you can apply for this, and basically the perks of this is that you get to connect with Microsoft officials, you are invited to exclusive events, you're of course become a part of a large community and things like those. And besides that, you get a lot of swags, and you obviously bragging rights are there. So it's a program that has been running for, I think, now more than 10 years that I know of, and has had some excellent individuals be a part of it, right? So that's that. And let's just talk about, see, these are the milestones for Microsoft Launch Student Ambassadors. Some of the student ambassadors that you can look for. Right? So these are the batch that has currently graduated. These are not the latest batch. These are all the people who have currently graduated from the program. Right. So these are all the, and plus you get access to Microsoft Docs, free access, Microsoft Tests, you have free access, and Azure credits and things like those. So let's learn more when we click on learn more. Okay. So you can see that this site, you can navigate on this site, right? So you can read all about you want here. This is an interview from Tableau. and he's the director of the Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador Program, right? So you can read everything, grow your skills, become a leader. So it's more about collaborative contribution. That's what this is all about mostly, right? And so let's just talk about now finally on how to apply. So there are two ways to apply. The first way to apply is directly by navigating onto the site, right? Also, okay, just in case we're talking about Azure, I'm just gonna walk you through Azure also just for like 2 or 3 minutes. So you can see all of these features on Azure that you have Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Functions, Kubernetes, Hadoop. All of these technologies you get access to for free. You can see for AI and machine learning, they have resources, Azure Machine Learning, Azure Open Dataset, Bing Auto Suggest, like all these features, how they work, and you can contribute to them. Blockchain technologies, DevOps, and developer tools in general, app configuration. I mean, everything, Visual Studio. Plus, you get access to all of the latest Microsoft products like Windows, etc. Right? So, yes, getting back to the apply option. So, when you click on the apply option, so this is not my account, right? This is the account that I've created especially for this session where I will be discussing about, you know, how you can apply on the general way. I'll tell you the other way as well. So, these are the guidelines that you need to follow, right? So, uh, the next roster is going to be in April. So definitely you can apply right now until the end of March, right? If you apply right now, you can edit your application until the end of March as well, right? So applications are automatically submitted, etc. Right? So all of these, and there's also another condition that you should be at least 16 years old and enrolled into a current university, right? So when we look at primary terms, you can see privacy terms, be at least 16 years old, enrolled full time in an academic institution, and have a valid identification. Right? So all of these things you need to have to apply for the program, right? So once you agree to it, and next you will be asked, they'll be asking you general information, your name, gender, any pronoun, like email, date of birth, etc. Basic information, and then about your academic institution, what college you go to, what course you're pursuing, things like those. And then finally, this is the main thing. So I'll just come back to it. So social media, they ask you if you want to. So you can see that none of these fields are compulsory. When I applied, I didn't put any of these, so it's completely up to you whether you want to give your socials or not, right? And then additional information, if you want to add anything, that's completely up to you as well. So I'm just going to go back to the written sample part. So you can see that there are three questions here. So first is inspire, right? So out of these three, you have to provide video for at least one. You can provide a video for two or three or as many as you wish, but at least one, right? I'll give you the suggestion on which video should you give. I'll just, if you hold on for a few minutes. So there are three things: there's inspire, there's teach, and there's promote. So what inspire is that you have to tell about what excites you about technology, right? And why do you want to help others explore? Because that's the main motive of the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program, about spreading the technology, spreading the word forward. That I mean, to collaborative development, as I mentioned earlier, right? So that all you have to explain here. In so earlier, these questions used to have a word limit. Right now, they do not. Right. So there's another teach. You can explain any simple concept, whether that be something as simple as a for loop or an if statement, or anything for that matter. That isn't really the concern. Anything you want, you can explain here, right? So, and finally, there is promote. Like you have to tell how you can promote an event if you're hosting an event as a Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador. How will you promote it? So, out of these three, you can see that there was at least one video. That the video I recommend is for the first one, Inspire. Why? Because uh, simply you will have sufficient material to keep it under 2 minutes while making your point clear. While teach, I think when it comes to teaching, it will quite easily go beyond 2 minutes. And for promote, I don't think there's enough material that you'll be able to put to cover complete 2 minutes. So basically, you'll be making a very short video with 6 or 7 points or very traditional points. You don't want repetition because, see, as I mentioned, these programs are going for over 10 years. They've heard every trick in the book. You need to come up with something innovative, something new to keep up with the times, right? So you won't be able to get so many points to make it very interesting or make it very long, right? So you have to, so what I recommend generally to everyone, that you have to keep it under 2 minutes but also above 1.5 minutes, because if you're speaking for less than 1.5 minutes, I don't think that has a lot of content or them for enough premise for them to judge you. What they want to judge is that how good are you at communicating, how good are you to promote your word and things like those, right? And this is the first way to apply. Let's talk about the second way to apply. So the second way is, see, this is my account. This is my Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador account, and you see that there's one option here. It's called nominate. While in the simple one, there was apply, right? So in my account, there is nominate. That as a Microsoft Student Ambassador, I can nominate anyone I want for the program, right? So when I click on nominate, I'm redirected to this page, and see, this is all the information I have to put in for the nominee, that the person I'm uh, nominating for. And then you see you have to answer these four questions, right? So for these four questions, I would recommend that you hold an event first in collaboration. You can contact me or any other student partner that you know of, and you can collaborate with them for an event, and all of these questions you can answer for them, and they'll fill them out for you. So this is the second way to apply. So once you apply it, you will get a unique link on your mail. So you see, they ask for an email, right? Email address. So the email address that we put in here, you'll get a unique link to apply. So apply to that link. It sort of works like a referral. Any Microsoft employee can also do that, not just student ambassadors. So these things that you can do to apply, right? And you can read the questions here. Provide a quote or anecdote to describe a nominee. How did you meet? And how was your nominee? How has your nominee demonstrated the desire to have an impact with technology? How has the nominee demonstrated impact and influence within the community? So four questions, not too long. Just like, again, keep it short, like under 200 words, but not too short for it not to have enough material, right? So I think that sums it up. I'm not going to stretch it way too much because otherwise it's going to drag on. And we're going to move on to machine learning, right? So before I start with machine learning, right, so there are two terms that are quite common. I think a lot of you would have heard them as well. So let me just open the whiteboard, right? So one second. Okay. So you must have heard these two, AI slash ML. Right? Quite oftenly, people say that they are the same thing. So this is my question to you. In according to your understanding, are AI and ML the same thing? Are they same? Please let me know in the chat if you think they are same or not. See, we are basically studying like intro to ML. So I'll be discussing some concepts of ML and an algorithm that I'll be talking about, which is regression. So regression analysis we'll be doing today. So let me know if you think that AI and ML are same, or are they like interrelated or not. Please let me know in the chat. Okay, so I'm waiting for a reply. I think so. Rohit says that they are not same, which is correct, that they are not same. So if I demonstrate it into a Venn diagram, I could say that, see, if this is AI, right, then this is ML. This is what I could say, that ML is sort of a subset of AI, right? Subset. Why do I say this? Because, see, in general terms, when we talk about two terms, like let's erase this A and let's erase this M. With intelligence versus learning. So when we talk about intelligence versus learning, it's a quite simple trade-off. That what is learning? So if I teach you 2 cross 2 and you say it's 4, right? And I've taught you this and I tell you to repeat it 2 days later, right? You will be able to because you've learned it. But using the concept of 2 cross 2 is equal to 4, can you make 3 cross 3 equal to 9? Right? Now that is intelligence. But I've not taught you this, but you were still able to deduce this on your own. That's the difference between learning and intelligence. So when we talk about AI and ML, it's the same thing. So for machine learning, when we talk about learning, again, it works on the same basis of, like, if I say that this is a circle, right? So if this is circle and I tell you 2 days later this is circle, so you'll be understanding that this is circle and you'll be able to classify this circle. And if I draw a square, a circle, and a triangle, and I tell you to identify a circle, you'll be able to find this, right? So this is a circle. So this is learning. Whereas intelligence would be learning on your own, that this is a rectangle, this is a triangle. So that's the difference between learning and intelligence. So that's the same thing that happens between AI and ML. So if machines are able to learn something using their own knowledge and their own Google search, so that is intelligence. Whereas if we've taught them along same line something and we ask them to classify similar things, that is learning. All right. that's the difference between AI and ML. And some of you think that automation is also part of AI or ML. It's not. Automation is completely different. So if I draw again, so automation will lie something like this. So this is automation. Like, okay, ML will also like align a little, not much, just a little bit. All right. So that is the difference between AI, ML, and automation, which is a common dot that a lot of people think they're not clear with, and they confuse these three things. Right. What other things come into AI are computer vision is there. I think there is deep learning. I mean, deep learning is sort of like this, aligned with ML, but also has a lot of things that is not part of ML. Right. So this is deep learning. I think that covers the basics of it. And let's also see at the different classifications of ML now that we're talking about it. So this is something that I found online. I didn't write it, of course. That what is machine learning? So in many ways, machine learning is a primary means by which data science manifests itself to the broader world. So you can read this. It's nothing new to it. I think it's just what I say is in Hindi is भाषण है यार ये मतलब ज्ञान है ज्ञान पढ़ के क्या करोगे अंडरस्टैंडिंग ले लो चीजों को समझ लो दैट इज द बेटर थिंग सो नाउ यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एआई एंड एमएल जो काफी लोगों को क्लियर नहीं होता है तो आई थिंक दैट इज क्वाइट गुड ओके तो अब हम देख लेते हैं कैटेगरीज ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग की बात करते हैं अगर हम तो बेसिकली देखो मशीन लर्निंग की बहुत सारी कैटेगरीज है यू कैन क्लासीफाई देम एक होता है तो मैं सबसे ज्यादा इनको दो चीजों में करता हूँ एक होता है प्रिडिक्शन और एक होता है क्लासिफिकेशन तो फर्क समझते हैं प्रिडिक्शन और क्लासिफिकेशन में क्या डिफरेंस है सो प्रिडिक्ट का मतलब होता है यार कि आई सेड दैट टुडे इज अ सनी डे राइट and I predict that tomorrow, because today it's sunny, so there's more evaporation and something like this. In a few days, there will be a rainy day. So this is prediction कि मैं सही predict कर पाऊँ कि कुछ दिनों बाद बारिश होगी या नहीं. ठीक है. एक होता है classification. Classification में क्या होता है कि मैंने तुम्हें 2 दिन दिए मैंने बोला आज है 4th of January. ठीक है. तो आज I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, today was a rainy day, right? And maybe tomorrow is going to be a sunny day. I don't know. बट अगर मैं तुम्हें ये दोनों दिन के बारे में कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दूं कि ऐसा ऐसा मौसम था वैसा कुछ था तो अगर तुम उनको सही से बता पाओ कि वो रेनी है या सनी है तो वो क्लासिफिकेशन है अब बाकी जो मशीन लर्निंग है वो इन्हीं के सब पार्ट्स हैं देयर इज सब पार्ट्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन एंड प्रिडिक्शन कि तुम किस तरीके से उनको क्लासिफाई या प्रिडिक्ट करते हो तो मशीन लर्निंग इज ऑल अबाउट क्लासिफिकेशन और प्रिडिक्शन आइदर ऑफ दोज ठीक है तो यही दो चीजें बाकी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं होता आइडेंटिफिकेशन होता है बाकी सब जो हम आइडेंटिफिकेशन वगैरह की बात करते हैं उनको मैं थोड़ा समझता हूँ कि डीप लर्निंग की साइड पे थोड़ा ज्यादा है वो ऑफकोर्स मशीन लर्निंग का भी पार्ट है वो बट उनमें भी हम लोग यार प्रिडिक्शन या क्लासिफिकेशन ही कर रहे होते हैं बाइनरी हो चाहे वो यूनरी हो आई मीन यूनरी तो क्या होगी टर्नरी हो या फिर मल्टी मल्टीनोमियल हो ठीक है तो कुछ भी हो सकता है पर वो क्लासिफिकेशन या प्रिडिक्शन की लाइंस पे ही रहेगा मोस्टली ठीक है तो अगर हम आगे बात करें तो हम एक इसमें देखते हैं तो इन्होंने बोला क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ कोर्स जो मैंने भी डिस्कस किया ही दिस रिग्रेशन सी रिग्रेशन के भी टाइप्स होते हैं रिग्रेशन के जितने भी टाइप्स हैं देर ऑल पार्ट ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन एंड प्रेडिक्शन तो आज हम जो करेंगे वो लीनियर है दैट इज प्रिडिक्टिव जो अगर मल्टीनॉमियल होता है या फिर बायनॉमियल होता है वो कई बार हम लोग क्लासिफिकेशन के लिए भी यूज कर लेते हैं जो आज हम करेंगे वो प्रिडिक्शन है वो प्रिडिक्टिव है ठीक है तो ये सब देखो उसके बाद क्लस्टरिंग हाँ क्लस्टरिंग भी एक होता है क्लस्टरिंग भी अगेन क्लस्टरिंग एज अ पार्ट ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन मैं बता देता हूँ क्लस्टरिंग क्या होता है सो क्लस्टरिंग में क्या होता है कि मैंने बोला ये दुनिया में सारे क्रिएचर्स हैं ये उनमें से सारे डॉग्स हैं ठीक है मैंने बोला दुनिया में और भी क्रिएचर्स हैं राइट ये सारे कैट्स हैं ठीक है मैंने बोला दुनिया में और भी क्रिएचर्स हैं ये सारे लायंस हैं ठीक है मैंने बोला दुनिया में और भी क्रिएचर्स हैं ये सारे एलिफेंट्स हैं ठीक है तो तो क्लस्टरिंग में क्या है तुमने देखा ये कैट सारी एक साथ क्लस्टर्ड है क्लस्टर्ड ठीक है तो एक तरीके की चीजें एक साथ है तो कैट्स को हम डिस्टिंग्विश कैसे कर सकते हैं एक एलिफेंट से कैट इज स्मॉल राइट कैट हैज पॉज ऐसी चीजें उनके कुछ फीचर्स है जो एलिफेंट के पास नहीं है और एलिफेंट के कुछ फीचर्स है जो कैट के पास नहीं है कि एलिफेंट इज बिग इट हैज अ ट्रंक समथिंग समथिंग लाइक दीज ठीक है डॉग्स आर केनाइंस ऐसा कुछ भी हम लायंस आर आल्सो केनाइंस ऑल्सो बट डॉग्स में और भी चीजें होंगी और भी फीचर्स होंगे ऐसे जो लायन में नहीं होंगे लाइक डॉग्स बार्क ठीक है लायंस रोर कैट्स मियाओ एलिफेंट का आई डोंट रिमेम्बर व्हाट साउंड डज एलिफेंट trumpet I guess trumpet तो नहीं not trumpet is like trunk sort of okay whatever it is they make some noise it's like the famous song what does the fox say तो बेसिकली क्लस्टरिंग यही है कि अलग अलग चीजों को अलग अलग जगह पे तुम क्लस्टर कर सको तो क्लासिफिकेशन ही तो हो गया ये बेसिकली कि तुमने उनको उनके फीचर्स के ऊपर क्लासिफाई कर दिया कि वो कैट है कि डॉग है कि एलिफेंट है कि टाइगर है तो यही चीज है इसमें भी क्लस्टरिंग इज ऑल्सो क्लासिफिकेशन नथिंग है ओके उसका हम बात करें डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन तो डायमेंशन इसको हम कहते हैं मतलब इसको हम कहते हैं अभी आई थिंक आइगन वैल्यूज अगर तुमने पढ़ी है तो बेसिकली हम लोग क्या कहते हैं अगर हमारा डेटा न्यूमेरिकल में न्यूमेरिकली अगर रिप्रेजेंट हो सकता है तो हम उस पर एक चीज कहते हैं पीसीए तो पीसीए में क्या होता है फीचर रिडक्शन करते हैं तो अगर हमारा डेटा बहुत बड़ा है अगर तुमने जैसे मैंने बोला यार कि मेरे को एक फोन खरीदना है ठीक है आई वांट टू बाय अ फोन तो मैं क्या क्या फीचर्स देखूंगा उसके सबसे पहले रैम देखूंगा मेमोरी देखूंगा कुछ लोग कैमरा देख लेंगे ठीक है ऐसी चीजें देखूंगा अब ये तो नहीं देखूंगा ना कि उसके चार्जिंग पोर्ट का होल कितना बड़ा है ठीक है या फिर मतलब ऐसे कुछ फीचर्स तुम ऐसे समझो मैं क्या 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 सोचे यार मतलब नेटवर्क रिसेप्शन देख सकते हो तुम ये सब बट ऐसी चीजें होंगी जो तुम्हें बिल्कुल ही बॉदर बॉदर नहीं करेगी तो अगर ऐसे कुछ फीचर्स हैं जो तुम्हारे डिसीजन को इफेक्ट नहीं करते ठीक है अब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि यार कलर कुछ लोगों के लिए फैक्टर है बट कुछ लोगों के लिए कलर फैक्टर है ही नहीं ठीक है तो तुम जब ले रहोगे तो यू वांट कि ना कि तुम उसके कलर पे ध्यान ना दो तुम इन फीचर्स पे ज्यादा ध्यान दो तो तुम्हारे लिए ये फीचर क्या है ये वेस्ट है या फिर ये तुम्हारे डिसीजन को डिटरमाइन करने में बहुत ही ज्यादा कम कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है अगर ये 10% कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है ये 15% कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है ये भी 10% कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है तो ये कुछ हार्डली 1% कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा होगा एंड उनके आगे वो कुछ भी नहीं है ना तो इनको हमें इन फीचर्स को हटाना है तो उसको हम कहते हैं फीचर सिलेक्शन वो पीसीए से करते हैं और भी तरीके हैं बट अभी मैं एक के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ ठीक है तो ये हो गया एक तो आई थिंक तुमने ऐसा समझ लिया कि बेसिकली ये सब हो गया अच्छा हाँ एक चीज मैं मेंशन करना भूल गया राइट तो एक और चीज होती है तीन टाइप की मशीन लर्निंग होती है एक होता है सुपरवाइज एक होता है अनसुपरवाइज ठीक है और एक होता है फीडबैक सुपरवाइज हो गया कि तुमने उसको डेटा बताया कि तुमने उसको 100 डॉग्स की फोटो दी और 100 कैट की फोटो दी अब बता मैंने उससे फिर पूछा फिर तुमने उसको एक और फोटो दी कि ये फोटो अब कैट की है सॉरी कैट की है या डॉग की है तो ये होगा सुपरवाइज अनसुपरवाइज में क्या होता है तुमने उसको एक साथ उठा के 200 फोटो दे दी कि ये सब एक तरीके की हैं उसके बाद तुमने उसको एक फोटो दी बताओ कि ये इस टाइप की फोटो थी कि नहीं थी तो ये हो गया अनसुपरवाइज फीडबैक में बता देता हूँ मैं तुमको फीडबैक में क्या होता है बेसिकली फीडबैक इज कि जैसे अगर बच्चा एक साइकिल चलाता है तो उसके लिए इंस्टेंट फीडबैक है ना कि अगर उसने साइकिल सही चलाई तो वो बिल्कुल चलाएगा ही हैव फन अगर वो नहीं चला पाया ठीक है तो वो गिर जाएगा हिल फॉल डाउन ठीक है तो वो इंस्टेंटली उसको फीडबैक मिल गया कि साइकिल सही चलानी है कि गलत चलानी है सिमिलरली उसके जितने भी एक्शंस है वी फीडबैक की मतलब इफ ही डज समथिंग रॉन्ग तो ही विल बी स्कोल्डेड इफ ही डज समथिंग राइट ही विल बी रिवॉर्डेड तो सिमिलरली फीडबैक में भी यही होता है हम लोग पीसी को बताते हैं कि तूने जो भी प्रिडिक्ट करा है वो तूने सही प्रिडिक्ट करा है या गलत प्रिडिक्ट करा है तो वो हो गया फीडबैक लर्निंग वो उन फीडबैक से सीख सीख के इवेंचुअली में सही प्रिडिक्ट कर देता है तो अगर इतना प्लीज समझ आ गया तो प्लीज मेरे को एक बार बता दो यार चैट पे इफ यू अंडरस्टूड सो फार एवरीथिंग एंड कुछ समझ नहीं आया तो पूछ लो प्लीज कुछ भी बोल दो यार आगे एनीवे we'll move on so like I mentioned today we'll be learning about regression ठीक है तो हम लोग एक स्पेशल टाइप का रिग्रेशन करेंगे आज जिसे कहते हैं लीनियर रिग्रेशन मैं लिख देता हूँ ओके हम इसके बारे में आज सीखेंगे तो जैसा तुम्हें दिख रहा है इस लीनियर और तरीके के रिग्रेशन होते हैं बाइनोमियल मल्टीनोमियल और भी होते हैं, ठीक है। अभी हम इन्हीं के बारे में बात करते हैं, ठीक है। तो लेट्स सी। तो मैं इसका नोटबुक बना रखा है, मैं तुम्हें इसकी नोटबुक दिखाता हूँ। आई डोंट नो माय माउस, ओके। लेट्स स्टडी अबाउट लीनियर रिग्रेशन। वेट अ मिनट। So I think it is getting reconnected one. Just give it a moment. Okay. So I think it is reconnected. Let me just run this. Yeah. So let's understand कि linear regression में basically होता क्या है, ठीक है। So तुम्हें ऐसा एक ग्राफ है, this is the y axis, this is the x axis। तो इसके साथ क्या होता है कि हमारे पास x डेटा होगा हमारा, उसके साथ कुछ रिजल्ट होगा। दिस इज रिजल्ट, दिस इज डेटा। किस टाइप का डेटा हो सकता है? ये हो सकता है, मान लो दीज आर मंथ, जनवरी, फेब्रवरी, मार्च, अप्रैल एक्सेट्रा। एंड ये तुम्हारे घर का प्राइस है कि किस महीने में कितना प्राइस चल रहा था, ठीक है। 1 करोड़, 2 करोड़, 3 करोड़, कुछ भी, ठीक है। तो एक हमने ऐसा डेटा बना लिया, ठीक है, कि तुम्हारे घर का ऐसा ऐसा प्राइस रहा है इन इन मंथ में या इन डेट्स को, ठीक है। तो अब हमारा अगला ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि मुझे बताओ, अगर तुम्हें ये सारा डेटा दे रखा है, इससे तुम्हें ये प्रिडिक्ट करना है कि अगली वैल्यू क्या होगी। सॉरी, अगली वैल्यू क्या होगी, मतलब कि यहां तक का डेटा हमारे पास अवेलेबल है। मैं कह रहा हूं इस डेट को क्या वैल्यू होने वाली है तुम्हारे घर की, ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है। अब इसको लीनियर रिग्रेशन से कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे? तो लीनियर रिग्रेशन में क्या होता है, जैसा कि नाम भी सजेस्ट करता है, लीनियर मतलब एक लाइन ड्रॉ करने वाले हो। तो हम लोग एक ऐसी लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे, ठीक है, और उस लाइन के ऊपर जो पॉइंट आएगा वो तुम्हारे घर की वैल्यू होने वाली है, ठीक है। सारा खेल यही है, इस लाइन को ड्रॉ कैसे करें। ये स्ट्रेट लाइन होती है, ठीक है। सो दिस इज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन, ठीक है। स्ट्रेट लाइन की प्रॉपर्टीज क्या होती है? दो प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं, एक होता है इंटरसेप्ट, एक होता है स्लोप। सबने आई गेस 11th 12th पढ़ी है, तो ये पता ही होगा तुमको कि स्लोप और इंटरसेप्ट होता है, और एक लाइन की इक्वेशन ऐसे लिखी जाती है, y इक्वल टू mx प्लस c। तो अब इस डेटा से मैं कह सकता हूं मुझे एक अप्रोप्रिएट स्लोप चाहिए और एक अप्रोप्रिएट इंटरसेप्ट चाहिए, ठीक है। यही दो चीजें चाहिए इस लाइन को प्रिडिक्ट करने के लिए, मुझे एक अप्रोप्रिएट स्लोप चाहिए और एक अप्रोप्रिएट इंटरसेप्ट चाहिए। तो वो मैं कैसे ला सकता हूँ? मैं क्या करूंगा, आई स्टार्ट विद दिस लाइन, ठीक है, एंड आई इवेंचुअली इंक्रीज द स्लोप। आई विल टेक दिस दिस लाइन and I'll change the intercept as well. And I'll change the intercept as well. ठीक है, ये सारे स्लोप्स हैं, and I'll change the intercept as well. मैंने इंटरसेप्ट चेंज करता रहा, स्लोप चेंज करता रहा, तो मैं इवेंचुअली इस लाइन पे पहुंच जाऊंगा, ठीक है। अब इस लाइन पे पहुंचने के लिए हमें क्या करना है, मतलब बेस्ट लाइन कैसे हो सकती है, मैं समझाता हूँ कि मेरा क्या मतलब है इससे। तुम देखो, ये मेरे डेटा पॉइंट्स है कुछ, ठीक है। मैं कह रहा हूँ एक मैंने लाइन ये बनाई, एक मैंने लाइन ये बनाई, एक मैंने लाइन ऐसे कुछ बना दी। तीनों लाइन लग रहा है यार, मतलब ये उस डेटा से पास कर रही है, ठीक है। ऐसी कोई वेग लाइन नहीं है। ये लाइन तो मुझे पता ही है बिल्कुल गलत है, ये लाइन पता है बिल्कुल गलत है। अब इन लाइन में कैसे डिसाइड करूं कि कौन सी लाइन सही है, समझ रहे हो, ठीक है। इन लाइन में डिसाइड करने के लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग एक टूल का इस्तेमाल करते हैं विच इज कॉल्ड एरर, कि जिसमें एरर मिनिमम होगा वो लाइन करेक्ट है। नाउ हाउ टू कैलकुलेट दिस एरर? इस एरर का मतलब है कि जो भी इस लाइन, अब देखो इसको हम थोड़ा सा जूम करते हैं बेसिकली। अगर मैं इसको जूम पे ले जाऊं, ठीक है, इसको मैं अपनी स्क्रीन भी जूम कर सकता हूँ, हाँ चलो जूम ही कर लेते हैं। अब मैंने इसको इधर जूम किया, ठीक है। तो मैं देख रहे हो कि ये पॉइंट मेरा यहाँ पे लाई कर रहा है, मेरी ये लाइन प्रिडिक्ट कर रही है कि वो पॉइंट यहाँ पे लाई करना चाहिए, ये लाइन प्रिडिक्ट कर रही है वो पॉइंट यहाँ पे लाई करना चाहिए, ये लाइन प्रिडिक्ट कर रही है वो पॉइंट यहाँ पे लाई करना चाहिए। इनफैक्ट लेट्स जस्ट draw a straight line ना here, ठीक है, ये स्ट्रेट लाइन है, x मेरा सेम रहा ना इधर, ठीक है, x मेरा सेम रहा, इस x के लिए मैंने अपने y प्रेडिक्शंस बताई है। मैं बोल सकता हूँ ना कि इस एक्चुअल पॉइंट का इससे डिस्टेंस कुछ x1 है, इससे डिस्टेंस कुछ x2 है, इससे डिस्टेंस कुछ x3 है। तो बेसिकली फिर मुझे क्या करना है, मैं लूंगा मीन स्क्वायर्ड एरर, ठीक है, मैं सारे पॉइंट्स को कंसिडर करूंगा, मैं इस पॉइंट को भी कंसिडर करूंगा, इसको भी, इसको भी, इसको भी, सबको भी, और उन सबके साथ में सबका मीन स्क्वायर्ड एरर निकालूंगा। मतलब प्रिडिक्टेड पॉइंट विच इज एच एक्स मान लेते हैं माइनस एक्चुअल पॉइंट, इनका जो डिस्टेंस है, तो दो पॉइंट्स पर डिस्टेंस क्या होता है, अगर उनका एक्स सेम है तो दो पॉइंट्स का डिस्टेंस क्या हुआ, स्क्वायर स्क्वायर रूट, यही हुआ ना। डिस्टेंस का फॉर्मूला होता है ना, यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो ये मैं बस आ गया, अब इसका स्क्वायर, ये एरर है, इसका स्क्वायर, इसको हटाएंगे, ये स्क्वायर हो गया, और ऐसे सारे पॉइंट्स का समेशन फ्रॉम आई इक्वल टू जीरो टू सम एन पॉइंट्स, एच एक्स आई वाई आई, ये सारे हो गए स्क्वायर, इनका मीन अपॉन एन, मुझे ये वैल्यू चाहिए, ठीक है। दिस इज द मीन स्क्वायर एरर, तो जिस लाइन पे ओवरऑल ये एरर सबसे मिनिमम होगा, दैट इज द बेस्ट फिट लाइन, ठीक है। तो दैट इज अबाउट लीनियर रिग्रेशन। इसका फिर हम लोग वो ले लेते हैं, इसको टू सिंप्लीफाई दिस वी टेक द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस, व्हेन वी टेक द डेरिवेटिव, रूट का हाफ बाहर आ जाता है और अंदर में बस खाली ये वाली वैल्यू ले जाती है, तो ये वैल्यू हमें चाहिए। तो ये वैल्यू जिसकी सबसे मिनिमम होगी वो हमारी बेस्ट फिट लाइन है। तो ये है लीनियर रिग्रेशन। इसका एक बार जस्ट लेट्स लुक एट द कोड फॉर इट। वन सेकंड प्लीज। ओके, सो आई थिंक ये पार्ट सबको क्लियर है तो प्लीज लेट मी नो अगर कुछ डाउट भी है तो फिर हम कोड देखते हैं। ओके, थैंक यू रोहित। बाकी बता दो यार प्लीज, अगर किसी को कुछ डाउट वगैरह है तो, या कुछ समझ नहीं आया, कुछ भी है, सब कुछ समझ आ गया तो भी बता दो। हाँ, हाँ, yes, चलो ठीक, लेट्स मूव अहेड। सो ये सब तुम अभी डोंट वरी, तो मैं बताया तो बेसिकली क्या होता है, मैटप्लॉटलिब इज टू जस्ट प्लॉट ग्राफ्स, सीबॉन कलर्स के लिए होता है, नमपाई एक टाइप का एरे होता है और कुछ नहीं होता, ठीक है। पाइथन का सिंटैक्स, सिंटैक्स पे अभी स्ट्रेस नहीं करेंगे हम लोग, कॉन्सेप्ट पे स्ट्रेस करेंगे। तो जैसा कि मैंने बताया था कि y इक्वल टू ax प्लस बी होता है, तो बेसिकली मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया है, वी हैव जनरेटेड 50 रैंडम नंबर्स। तो इससे बेसिकली क्या होता है, दिस जनरेट्स, सॉरी, 50 रैंडम नंबर्स फ्रॉम 0 टू 1, और मैंने इनको 10 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, ठीक है। तो ये चीज करी है मैंने, तो ये तुम देखोगे सारे के सारे एक्स एक्सेस 0 से 10 तक है, और वाई एक्सेस में मैंने फॉर्मूला लगा रखा है 2 × x - 5 प्लस। तो ये बेसिकली इक्वेशन ही तो है और कुछ भी नहीं है, रैंडम नंबर जनरेट करके mx प्लस सी वाली इक्वेशन, और कुछ भी नहीं है। उसको मैंने पॉइंट्स को प्लॉट कर दिया, तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स प्लॉट हो गए मैटप्लॉटलिब से। plt डॉट स्कैटर इज अ पार्ट ऑफ मैटप्लॉटलिब, तो उसे वो स्कैटर हो गए, ठीक है। फिर ये मेरी बेस्ट फिट लाइन आई है, ये कैसे आई है, एसके लर्न में इनबिल्ट होता है मॉडल जिसको कहते हैं लीनियर रिग्रेशन, बस इतनी सी लाइन लिखनी है, फ्रॉम एसके लर्न डॉट लीनियर मॉडल इंपोर्ट लीनियर रिग्रेशन, मॉडल इक्वल टू लीनियर रिग्रेशन फिट इंटरसेप्ट इक्वल टू ट्रू। इंटरसेप्ट का मतलब होता है कि तुम उसका इंटरसेप्ट भी वेरी करना चाहते हो, इसको फॉल्स कर दोगे तो फर्क आएगा, ऑब्वियसली सही नहीं आएगा। मॉडल डॉट फिट, तुमने अपना डेटा दिया कि तुम्हें कहाँ से कहाँ तक फिट करना है, और अपना वैल्यूज दी वाई, उसके बाद तुमने लिंस स्पेस दे दिया और मॉडल को फिट कर दिया और उसको फिर प्लॉट कर दिया। तो ये बेस्ट फिट लाइन आ गई लीनियर रिग्रेशन से, एंड ये बिल्कुल सही है। इनका अगर तुम्हें वो प्रिंट करना है कि कोफिशिएंट क्या है, विच इज दी स्लोप, और उसका इंटरसेप्ट क्या है, तो ये तुम ऐसे प्रिंट प्रिंट करा सकते हो, मॉडल डॉट कोएफ 0 एंड मॉडल डॉट इंटरसेप्ट। तो ये हो गया लीनियर रिग्रेशन। इसके बाद आता है मतलब पॉलिनोमियल, पर आज वो हम नहीं करेंगे, विल डू इट इन सम अदर सेशन। आई थिंक सेशन भी काफी लंबा हो गया, वी हैड इट फॉर ओवर एन आवर, एंड आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल वाचिंग एनीमोर, सो विल एंड द सेशन हियर। If you have any doubts, you can post them down, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your feedback, and you can join the group from the link in the description for further events and further updates, etc. So thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for staying, and we'll end it here. So thank you again, and keep coding. So if अगर किसी को कोई doubt है तो I'll just wait for like 5 minutes. अगर किसी को doubt है तो please पूछ लो, because this was all not easy at all. I hope कि समझ आ गया हो यार.